Good evening, everyone. It's June 7th, 2019. America. Alabama lawmakers passed landmark bill requiring child molesters to be castrated. It's not a bad first step there, Alabama. That's fairly good news, except they don't always use their their sexual organs to do these things. And if you're a sick motherfucker like people who harm children, well, perhaps castration won't completely kill the urge to harm children. But they're trying, right? It's better than doing nothing, which, as you well know, a lot of states do just that, nothing. So, Montgomery, Alabama, child predators are a serious problem in the land of the free. Nearly every month, news stories about sting operations netting dozens of child molesters attempting to meet children for sex. The sick problem of pedophilia knows no demographic, and everyone from the unemployed to high-level government officials have been swept up in these dragnets, many of whom are repeat offenders. A lot of times, if you're a repeat drug possessor, they'll throw the fucking book at you and keep you locked up for a real long time. Of course, that does not keep drugs out of your hands. There's more drugs in prison than out here. Just saying. Alright. In regard to repeat offenders, Alabama just passed legislation that could prevent them from happening, that meaning repeat offenders or offenses. This week, lawmakers in Alabama passed a bill that will require child molesters to be castrated. The stipulation is simple. If anyone is convicted of a sex crime against a child under the age 13, they will be chemically castrated by the state. At least they're trying to do something about it. And I hate the state normally, but I can't see this as being a bad thing. Although I must wonder if the police offenders will be immune to this castration. Most of the time, they're immune to prosecution. And that was from Matt Argus, by the way. There's a couple of more things here on Free Thought Project that may be worth talking about. Tick-tock. I have that charter shit. Look how sucky it is. So, an Army vet mysteriously dies in jail, and when he was returned to his family, his throat and brain and heart were removed. Wasn't that nice? Isn't that a nice status thing to do? Steal somebody's, what was it? Oh yeah. Brain, heart, and throat. Brain, heart, and throat. I wonder if a werewolf got him. or maybe it was the Ware government, or Vant government, or Beast government. We can do this all night. Alright. Army vet mysteriously dies in jail, returned to family with throat, brain, and heart removed. Come on, you piece of shit. Alright. That goes way past where I wanted to. Look at this shit. Look at it. Alright. This happened in York County, Pennsylvania. Everett Palmer Jr. Was an honorably discharged United States Army veteran and a father of two. Before he died mysteriously in police custody last year. The local coroner claims that the cause of death is from one thing, and the family's private investigation reveals something entirely different. Palmer's family has been demanding to know what had happened to their son, and why several of his organs and his throat were taken out without notice. What were they hiding by doing that? Why would they hide it? In quotes, "We want answers. We want to understand what happened," Dwayne Palmer, Everett's father, said. So, the family was not notified that the 41-year-old dad was in critical condition, and it was not until they were being informed of his death that they found out he had been spent the last 2 days of his life in jail, according to a report from the New York Dispatch. In quotes again, "My son was not a troublemaker, not at all. He was very gentle, kind man. So it's nothing that he did in that prison that would warrant his death. He even looked maybe intimidating to some people, but he wasn't. He was the sweetest young man," Rose Palmer said. He was initially charged with driving under the influence, careless driving, and failing to stay in his own lane after he was responsible for a single car crash in October of 2016. Even though he was the only one who was harmed, he was left with a long list of fines and fees. And when he failed to appear in court, a warrant was issued for his arrest. So this happened over minor bullshit, basically. And so often it's the minor bullshit that gets your ass killed. And I'm not kidding you. That's why you don't call the police. You don't do it. You work your own problems out and do not get the state involved in your problems, because, man, once they're involved, it's hard to get them the fuck out. We got one more here. One more. And this is really fucking sick. Okay? Just to warn you right now. Here we go again. Oh, it happened faster this time. Sicko cop sodomizes man on video over paper license plate. Taxpayers to be held liable. A lot of people make huge chunks of money because of shit like this, and it's at the expense of anybody who pays taxes. Allen Park, Michigan is where it happened. A police accountability activist received a rare victory this week when the 6th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals denied a police officer qualified immunity for kidnapping and shoving his fingers into a man's ass to look for non-existent drugs. For those of us unfamiliar, qualified immunity is a legal doctrine in United States federal law that shields cops and other government officials from being sued for discretionary actions performed within their official capacity, unless their actions violated clearly established federal law or constitutional rights. Ramming your fingers into an otherwise entirely innocent man's ass over a traffic stop is most assuredly a violation of the victim, Kevin Campbell's constitutional rights. The female cop that did that search on them women out there in Texas, she ended up being charged for it, and she's not a cop anymore. What is it with these people thinking they can just shove their fingers any old place they like? This one happened in June 7th of 2016. Isn't it fucked up how we always find out about something a while after it happened? I wonder why that is. I wonder why. So, the nightmare unfolded on June 7th, 2016, when Campbell was stopped because Mac claimed his wife's new minivan temporary license plate wasn't visible through the back glass. He said he couldn't see the license plate. I thought that was very weird and odd that he couldn't see a license plate by it being 7 in the afternoon, said Campbell. So he basically pulled him over for bullshit. He ran my name and got the K9 dog out. Him and the K9 dog went searching through the car. Didn't find anything. The entire search was conducted without probable cause and without a warrant. And this is a habitual thing with law enforcement. Sometimes they go through the motions of getting the warrant, sometimes they don't. And a lot of times, they get the wrong people. So there's that. Thought I would share this stuff with you because anything that happens to these people that we read about here on the Free Thought Project can happen to you. And just as easily. You could be going a little too fast because you're late for work, and a cop pulls you over, says he smells something, and crams his fingers up your ass and violates you in any number of ways. Could be you. It doesn't matter what color you are. Black people are not the only victims of this kind of shit. So, and neither are white. And if it can happen to the black folks, if it can happen to the Mexican folks, it can happen to the white folks just the same. So any of you white people thinking that you're not doing anything wrong and they're there to serve you and protect you and all that shit, that's exactly what it is. It's shit. Because it doesn't matter if you're doing anything wrong. And they're not there to serve you nor protect you. If you believe that, well, you're delusional. Straight up. A lot of the people that are pro law enforcement They find out. They find out through their own interaction at some time. Not all of them, but a lot of them. There's a guy that thought cops were good guys and they wouldn't shoot him if he had a shotgun. They killed that motherfucker. Anyway, thought I'd share these things with you. And there's a point for Alabama for passing a law requiring chemical castration of child molesters. Not a fan of laws. I think it'd be better if the family was able to issue their own brand of justice, but this is the next best thing, I suppose. Anyway, till next time, kill the state before the state kills you.